stop. Right now, before you scroll past this video, answer me one question. Where are your $7? Not yesterday's, today's, right this second. Did you already spend them? On a latte? On a drive-thru burger? On some forgotten subscription that's been quietly draining your bank account for the last 8 months? Because I'm about to tell you something that's either going to make you angry or change your life. Probably both. $7 a day feels like nothing. It's a rounding error. It's couch cushion money. It's so small, it's almost embarrassing to talk about. I mean, what are you even going to do with $7, right? But those $7, that is the exact difference between the person who retires at 55 on a beach somewhere and the person who's still answering emails at 72. I'm Dollar Dave, and today I'm giving you the $7 rule. It sounds almost insultingly simple, but it works. Every single time for every single person, no exceptions. Now, before we build anything, we need to talk about the leak, because right now, most of you are hemorrhaging money and you don't even feel it. That's the scariest kind of financial bleeding, the kind that doesn't hurt. Think about your morning coffee run, $5, $6, sometimes $7. Think about that fast food meal you grabbed because you didn't feel like cooking, $8. Think about Spotify, Netflix, that meditation app you opened twice, the news subscription you forgot you had, the cloud storage you've been meaning to cancel since 2022. Every single one of those individually feels completely harmless. But here's the math that nobody shows you. $7 a day is $210 a month. $210 a month is $2,520 a year. Every year. Gone. Evaporated. Converted into caffeine and cold fries and content you half-watched on a Tuesday night. Over 10 years, that's $25,000. Not invested, not growing, just spent, eaten, dissolved into nothing. And here's what makes it even worse. That's not just $25,000 you lost. That's $25,000 that never got the chance to work for you, that never got to multiply, that never got to build anything. You didn't spend money, you ate your bricks, and you cannot build a house out of crumbs. That stops today.
All right, let's build something. Here's the $7 rule in its full, beautiful, almost annoyingly simple glory. Take $7 a day, invest it every single month without stopping. Don't touch it, don't think about it, don't panic about it. Just keep going. That's it. That's the rule. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dave, come on, $7 a day? That's going to make me rich? Sure, buddy, sure. And the answer is, alone? No. But combined with the most powerful force in personal finance? Absolutely, yes. And that force has a name: compound interest. Einstein, and yes, I'm quoting Einstein in a personal finance video, deal with it, allegedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said it or not doesn't matter, because it's true. Here's how it works. You invest $210 this month. That money earns a return. Next month, you invest another $210, but now your return is calculated on the original money plus the return it already earned. And next month, same thing. Bigger base, bigger return. Over and over and over again. The mortar between the bricks isn't just holding them together, it's making each new brick slightly bigger than the last one. Now let me show you the actual numbers, because this is where people's jaws hit the floor. $210 a month, invested at an average 8% annual return. After 10 years, $38,000 from $7 a day. You put in about $25,000. The market handed you an extra $13,000 for free, just for showing up. But keep going. 20 years, $119,000. You contributed around $50,000. Compound interest generated nearly $70,000 on top. The mortar is now doing more work than the bricks. 30 years, $340,000 from $7 a day. You personally put in about $75,000. The market built the other $265,000 for you while you slept, while you watched Netflix, while you lived your life. That is not magic. That is not a scam. That is not a get-rich-quick scheme. That is a brick wall built one brick at a time. And the first few years? I won't lie to you. The first few years look like a pile of dirt. You're digging the foundation. It doesn't look impressive. Your friends are buying new cars, and you're staring at a number that barely moved. But suddenly, around year 7, year 8, the structure starts to rise. And once it rises, it doesn't stop.
Okay, you're sold on the math. Now the most important question. Where do you actually put this money? Because this is where most beginners completely blow it. They hear invest and they run to Reddit. They find some guy hyping a crypto coin with a dog on it. They watch 3 YouTube videos about day trading and suddenly they think they're Warren Buffett in a hoodie. They take their $7 a day and they pour the concrete directly onto quicksand. And then they wonder why the house collapsed. Here's what you actually do. You build on bedrock. Solid, boring, unsexy, incredibly powerful bedrock. And that bedrock has a name. Index funds. Specifically, and write this down if you have to, you want to look at funds that track the S&P 500. That's the 500 largest companies in the United States. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Johnson & Johnson, all of them in one single investment. When you buy an S&P 500 index fund, you're not betting on one company. You're betting on the entire American economy. And historically, that bet has returned an average of around 10% per year over the last 100 years. Through wars, through recessions, through pandemics, through everything. Now, where do you actually open an account? If you're in the US, look at a Roth IRA first. Tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals in retirement. It is one of the best legal tax advantages available to regular people, and most people have absolutely no idea it exists. Fund it through a brokerage like Fidelity or Vanguard or Schwab. Search for a total market index fund or an S&P 500 index fund. Set up an automatic monthly contribution. Done. Blueprint complete. But Dave, what about crypto? What about that hot tech stock my coworker told me about? What about options trading? You want to know what those are? Those are the fancy architectural features you add after the house is built. You don't install a rooftop pool before you have walls. Build the foundation first. Index funds first. Boring, consistent, automatic first. Everything else is decoration, and decoration doesn't keep you warm in retirement.
I have to be straight with you right now, because everything I've told you so far sounds great in theory, and then reality shows up. At some point, and I promise you this will happen, you're going to open your investment app, and the number is going to be red. Not a little red, a lot red. Maybe 20% down, maybe 30%. Maybe you turn on the news, and every headline is screaming that the economy is collapsing, and the market is crashing, and your money is evaporating. And here's what you're going to do. Absolutely nothing. I'm serious. You're going to close the app, you're going to turn off the news, and you're going to go make yourself a sandwich. Because a well-built house does not collapse in a storm. It was designed for the storm. Look at history. The 2008 financial crisis, the worst crash since the Great Depression, the S&P 500 lost about 50% of its value. Terrifying, right? By 2013, it had fully recovered. By 2020, it had more than doubled from its pre-crash peak. The people who panicked and sold, they locked in their losses and missed the entire recovery. The people who kept laying bricks every single month, they got rich. The dot-com crash, the 2020 COVID crash, 30% down in 30 days, one of the fastest crashes in history. Fully recovered in 5 months. The bricklayers won. Again. Here's the psychological trick that will save you. Stop thinking of a market crash as your house burning down. Start thinking of it as a sale. Every month when the market is red and you invest your $210, you are buying more bricks for the same price. You are getting more shares for the same money. The market going down is not your enemy. The market going down is your discount.
The only way you lose is if you quit. The only way the house falls is if you stop building it. So delete the financial news apps. Unfollow the panic merchants on social media. Set your monthly investment to automatic so you don't even have to think about it. And let the storm rage. Your foundation isn't going anywhere.
All right, let's bring it home. Literally. Here's what we built today. $7 a day is $210 a month. $210 a month invested consistently in a broad index fund at an average 8 to 10% return becomes $38,000 in 10 years, $119,000 in 20, over $340,000 in 30. You are not waiting for a mansion to fall from the sky. You are building it brick by brick, dollar by dollar, month by month. The foundation is index funds, boring, solid, unshakable bedrock. The bricks are your $7 a day, small, consistent, unstoppable. And the mortar holding it all together? Compound interest, the force that works for you while you sleep, while you live, while you laugh, while you do literally anything else. I want you to think about something. Right now, today, most people are renting their financial future. They're paying for someone else's house, giving their money to lattes and subscriptions and impulse buys that they won't even remember next week. They are renting month after month, year after year, and they have nothing to show for it. But you, after today, you have a blueprint. You have the math. You have the address. You know exactly what to buy, where to buy it, and how to survive every storm that comes between you and your finished house. It is time to stop renting your future and start owning it. Here's your homework. Tonight, not tomorrow, tonight, open a brokerage account. Set up a Roth IRA if you're eligible. Find an S&P 500 index fund. Set up an automatic monthly contribution of $210 or whatever you can start with, even $50, even $20. Just start. The most expensive brick is always the first one because once you lay it, you can't stop building. If this video gave you one brick today, one real actionable idea you didn't have before, hit that like button. It takes half a second and it helps more people find this content and start building their own houses. And if you want the full construction manual, the complete blueprint for building real wealth from scratch, subscribe because we're just getting started. I'm Dollar Dave. Now, go lay your first brick.